Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. Thank you for being here. Thank you for clicking on the video. I'm about to read, of course, but for me it's always like starting with nothing, blank page, and developing the message. So let's embark. All aboard. Let's start with an oracle. The family, the wolf spirit. For me, the family is like the soul family, mainly. I think it's so crucial to have a soul family. I hope you have a soul family that you feel connected to, that you feel you belong to. Regardless of the ups and downs. Now I'm going to pull a card from the Tao. It's in French, I'll be translating. We're looking at the walk. It says how you behave or conduct yourself. Sorry, that's the better translation. It speaks of self-awareness, progressing with caution and sensitivity, being aware. It means having the correct behavior or like stance and acting responsibly. So all attributes that are, I find, required to partake in a soul family environment where you're relating in this way, a very right, very straight and just way of being. It's amazing. Like coming correct, you know, being honest all the time, saying only, telling only the, saying, speaking the truth, sorry, at all times. I guess being aware of the greater circle, not just yourself. So acting responsibly. It's a great card to have. So we're looking at the Magician in the reverse, Strength in the reverse with the Hermit. Right off the bat, 3 major arcanas. So at the moment, you could feel kind of separate from that soul family. The Hermit is the only card upright. He walks alone, right? So another person that takes a walk. We do have the walk. So you could be a lone wolf here. It's kind of the energy. And yet, even if you feel separate, even if maybe you are separate, it still means that you're conducting yourself correctly with a lot of integrity, feeling like you have a responsibility at all times, walking and progressing slowly with awareness. This is all so hermit-like. That's very much in line. So part of the reason why you're walking alone is that you don't seem to have the same powers of manifestation and the same kind of strength or even courage that maybe others have at the moment. Maybe you're in search of those attributes. Maybe you feel like you're lacking in those areas. It could also be that you're dealing with someone that is maybe a little bit judgmental of what they see as maybe a weakness in you. Being maybe introverted, and they look at you as different. You're introverted, you're silent, or most likely very, a man of or a woman of fewer words. And for some reason, I think you're being criticized for that. I think you're being looked at as different, as maybe not desired, not desirable within a particular circle where people need to be more outspoken, more outgoing. Magician is Mercury, right? Here it's in the reverse. You're lacking in eloquence. I think you're also holding back partly some of your ideas. Even if the strength is in the reverse, and it could mean that you would somewhat open up, I don't think you do. I sense this to be more of a downfall for you. Like not one of your strong suits, let me put it this way. Not wanting to be the center of attention, basically. So it's almost like that's being criticized. People might want to see you take more place, take your space, take your place. They don't understand the way you behave. In your eyes, it's correct. In your eyes, it's just, and it's justified, and it's your truth, or at least momentarily, in the moment, right now, currently, it feels right to you. Maybe it also feels right to you to separate yourself in this way, to go in a different direction. Let's see why you do that. Or what has led to this. Either way. I'm more interested in the current and near future. So current moments and near future. Let's see why you walk alone. I prefer pop-outs, so please be patient. Why is the collective? I see sadness, but I also see something stable. So it could mean that there's unfortunately, lasting sadness, kind of yeah, like sadness that like sticks to you. I know it's a weird way to interpret the Four of Wands here, but it speaks of stability and something that can last. So unfortunately, it's like, or it's sadness in the home. Aries just popped out, as you can see, the Fool. And it fell right on top of the Four of Wands. You know, it's a funny thing because the way the card basically jumped out just the same way as the Fool jumps out. And it jumped out right on top of the Four of Wands. So I think you rushed into a decision of separating yourself, maybe out of, like I said, something that you felt was ongoing sadness or keeping you sad. It could have been something with the home, at home, but it doesn't feel quite right. I mean, family could be the home, but I don't sense that to be. It's not the Ten of Pentacles here, so. The Page of Coins in the reverse. It's a strange one. The way I see things is that you had an opportunity that you wanted to present. And the reason I say that is there's a similarity in the gesture of holding something, right? It's like holding it in front of you. So something precedes you all the time. So in this case, an offer precedes you, or you have made sure that someone knew that you were coming in with an offer. And you're coming in from the outside of this group, and you're trying to penetrate, quote unquote, the group with this offer, or with this, could be a message, an opportunity, a proposition. Maybe you were too eager, you jumped into this, particular location, quote unquote, where the family resides. But you might have ruffled some feathers. But there's this weird sadness thing. I don't know why. It's almost like you were bare of, you came in with sadness, or you're speaking of something sad. You know what I mean? Like, without wanting it, maybe you have maybe a little bit of a heavy vibe, or more serious, a little more impenetrable as well. The Nine of Wands is in the reverse. You're wounded. You're the kind of person that people can tell you have had experiences, the ones that have shaped you, of course, like everyone, but they sense maybe the hardships that you went through. They sense the difficulties, or the residual. Maybe they see your scars, quote unquote. Because there's something about how you come across, the way you show up. And it feels like you're walking in somewhere. But you're not being accepted. Not readily, and not automatically, not easily, if not ever. I think it's very difficult. I think it makes you sad to be refused in this way, or turned down. I think you had a lot of eagerness. You were super enthusiastic and willing. You had this amazing, the Fool here, like literally jumped in. So you jumped in like with both feet. Let's look at the Magician in the reverse. How is he reacting, or who is he really? He's the King of Cups in the reverse. You see, he's not receptive to what you bring his way. He's sensitive to people that carry negative thoughts or negativity, including sadness. He would not react really well to having any of that around him. He could even be very insensitive towards you in that respect. Have no empathy, possibly no empathy for what you went through and what you're trying to propose, or the things that you're trying to say or bring forth, or whatever it is that you're coming in with, that you're like truly making sure that it precedes you. You want people to know that you're coming, and you want them to know what you're coming with. But it feels like you're approaching this the wrong way. It's like a weak attempt. I have to read the cards the way I see them, right? Sorry for the message, but yet you did it with some sort of good intention. I think you believe you had the correct conduct. You feel self-aware. You're definitely self-aware. Maybe even too self-aware, like to becoming self-conscious instead of just being aware. But there's this funny thing about the ongoing or everlasting sadness, something about a lingering disappointment, like almost misalignment. You know what I mean? Let me pull one more card here. I'm wondering how this ends or what you do with it, because I don't think you're received well. So either you're going to walk back out and separate yourself from this soul family, or maybe someone will actually understand what you're showing, what you're saying, the way you're coming. Maybe we'll just respect the fact that you're speaking your truth. Even if it seems to feel like an annoyance here for the King of Cups, he seems to not be, I said it, not receptive, but also it's like his cup is full. He doesn't want any more. No matter what it is, I don't think he wants what you have to give. Let's see. Show us if the Hermit will walk away, or Justice. It's actually a great outcome, especially upright. I think that your just conduct, I think that you are speaking your truth. I think you are in your truth. The justice here could go both ways, but either way, whether you're not included or whether you are included, I think it'll be the right thing for you and for everybody else. This will be definitely creating balance and harmony for everyone, no matter what happens, no matter what the decision is, no matter what the outcome is. It's fair. It could also be that there's finally an understanding between the Magician and the Hermit, right? The Magician in reverse with the Hermit, including the rest of the soul family. It could be that there's just more peace in the end. I don't really know who judges. It's interesting. I think it might be the magician / King of Cups energy that gets to decide and render judgment on whether or not you can be included or not within the soul family, within the circle. I think it's above maybe even both of you. I think it could be just karmic in general, in the sense of not having a karmic relationship, but karma at play in the sense that whatever is decided is to rectify and make sure that the universe is balanced out and that it's in the right order of things, right? But ultimately, you are a survivor. You are someone that's, if you are the hermit, that is, I mean, you could be the magician / King of Cups. But the hermit here is a survivor, is extremely resilient, especially against adversity or when confronted to adversity. He will stand his ground, and the one thing he always does is walk his talk. So that's super admirable. He will always come forth and be forthcoming, even when he's not 100%, meaning he has his own frustrations, his own disappointments, and he carries some wounds and some sadness attached to those. And he can live with appearing weak in the eyes of maybe someone very powerful like the magician and a king. I think he's okay with that. He's humble enough, he has the humility to accept that. The counterpart here is if, let's say you're the magician in reverse with the King of Cups in the reverse. You are stable in that position, even if you could be somewhat sometimes challenged even by other members. You might even have considered, if you're the magician in the reverse, that your power could have been threatened by the hermit, because there's a power struggle with the strength here in the middle. It creates a power struggle, or could have had that effect. But like I said, that's going to be restored. The equilibrium of that is going to be rectified, or at least settled. Or anyways, this magician here, I wanted to get to this, is that they're, even if they sometimes feel threatened by others, quote unquote, they're probably like the alpha male here of the pack, from the wolf pack. So they're stable in that position. They have this particular talent for being quick to decide. I also think that they do give people chances. I think so. I really do. They allow for newness, and I think that they might allow your difference. They are like the polar opposite to you. They're going to feel very young, not to say inexperienced. On the contrary, this person is extremely experienced here with the magician and the king. Even if in reverse, very experienced person, very savvy. But they have like a youthful spirit, and they might respect people that bring newness, that bring, I think they would respect someone that proposes something, even if it's not accepted Do you know what I mean? Ultimately, I think they can respect that. Let's draw one tiny mini card here. It's hard to tell really like what is going on besides maybe wanting to belong to this soul family and having somebody that doesn't and that has to either walk away but that was trying to walk in as well. That's the, I guess, what I'm sensing the most here. Renew. It says nature continuously renews itself year after year. So maybe that's the energy of justice, in the sense that no matter what the decision is, whether you're accepted or not, you'll have a chance to create something new in whichever direction you take. It's the newness. It's funny because I was just talking about how novelty is actually accepted and welcomed in this group. So renew is, well, maybe you have something to bring in that is renewing the energy. Maybe you do have something to bring that balances things out for everyone. And if not, then you renew yourself, or you will, right? You will find a new path and you will find something else to do, or like it's not the end of the road. And trust that it's really fair and that it's for your higher good. No matter which side you are here, no matter like where you position yourself. But that's what I'm seeing here. So I have no idea if that makes any sense. It's highly symbolic. And I don't know if it's anybody's story. Please share your comments. I'm always curious to know what you think. Thank you for listening, and please like the video, share, and subscribe. I will see you soon.